Imagine a giant puzzle of the world. Each piece represents a group of people, a nationality. But what holds these pieces together? Nationality is like a shared identity. It's the feeling of belonging to a particular group of people. This feeling can come from shared history, language, culture, or even just living in the same place. Think about it like being part of a team. You wear the same colors, cheer for the same goals, and feel proud of your team's achievements. Nationality is similar. It connects people through shared experiences and values. However, unlike a team you choose to join, you are usually born into a nationality. It becomes part of who you are and how you see the world. Long ago, people lived in small groups called tribes. These tribes were like big families, sharing language, customs, and beliefs. They were the earliest forms of nationalities. As time passed, some tribes grew stronger. They conquered their neighbors and formed mighty empires. These empires often included many different groups with their own cultures and languages. Imagine a giant melting pot. Different ingredients representing different groups were thrown in. While they didn't always blend perfectly, they began to influence one another, creating new cultural flavors. This mixing of cultures within empires played a significant role in the formation of new and distinct nationalities over time. Empires, like everything else, don't last forever. They weaken, crumble, and eventually fall apart. When this happens, new opportunities arise. Remember those diverse groups within the empires? As empires fragmented, these groups often found themselves with the chance to forge their own paths. They formed their own kingdoms, principalities, and republics. Freed from the rule of empires, these groups started to emphasize their own unique identities. They developed their own laws, customs, and languages, further solidifying their sense of nationality. This process was gradual, taking centuries, but it laid the groundwork for the modern nation-states we see today. Fast forward a few centuries and we enter the age of exploration. European explorers set sail across the globe, encountering new lands and people. This had a profound impact on the development of nationalities, both in Europe and the rest of the world. As Europeans explored and colonized new territories, they brought their languages, religions, and cultures with them. This led to the blending of European traditions with those of the native populations. While colonialism had devastating consequences for many indigenous populations, it also led to the formation of new and hybrid nationalities. This period saw the rise of distinct national identities in the Americas, Africa, and Asia, often shaped by the complex interactions between colonizers and the colonized. Section 5. Revolution, the rise of modern nations. The 18th century witnessed a wave of revolutions across the globe. People inspired by ideas of self-determination and individual liberties rose up against their rulers. They demanded the right to govern themselves and shape their own destinies. These revolutions weren't just about political change, they were about national identity. People fought for the right to be recognized as a nation and to have their own independent state. Think of the American Revolution. The colonists seeking freedom from British rule came together as Americans to fight for their independence. This revolution, along with others, marked a turning point in history. It paved the way for the emergence of modern nation-states based on shared ideals and the consent of the governed. Nationalism, a double-edged sword. The concept of nationalism played a crucial role in shaping the modern world. It fostered a sense of unity and patriotism, inspiring people to fight for their nation's interests. However, like a double-edged sword, nationalism also had its downsides. While it could bring people together, it could also be used to divide them. Extreme forms of nationalism often led to conflicts and wars, as seen in the two world wars of the 20th century. Understanding the complexities of nationalism is essential for understanding the complexities of the world. It's a force that can be harnessed for good, promoting social cohesion and progress, but it can also be misused, leading to division and conflict. Ancient versus modern nationalities. What's the difference? So how do ancient and modern nationalities differ? While the core concept of belonging to a group remains, there are some key differences. Ancient nationalities were often more fluid and less defined. Boundaries were less strict and people moved more freely between groups. Identity was often tied to a city-state or a ruler rather than a larger nation-state. Modern nationalities, on the other hand, are more formalized. We have passports, borders, and clearly defined national identities. Technology and globalization have also impacted how we perceive and experience nationality in the 21st century. Nationalities in the 21st century, a global village. We live in a world where geographical boundaries seem to shrink with each passing day. Technology connects us instantly, and people migrate and interact across borders like never before. This interconnectedness raises interesting questions about the future of nationalities. Will they become less important as we embrace a more globalized world? Or will national identities remain a powerful force in shaping our identities? The answer is likely a bit of both. While globalization fosters interconnectedness, national identities continue to play a significant role in our lives. The challenge lies in finding a balance between preserving our unique cultural identities while embracing the interconnectedness of the modern world. So, how many nationalities have existed? That's a question without a single simple answer. We can count the countries that exist today, but throughout history, countless groups have considered themselves nations. Some left behind written records, but many others disappeared into the past. Their stories lost to time. It's like trying to count all the grains of sand on a beach. An impossible task. What we can say for sure is this: nationality is a complex and ever-evolving concept. It has shaped our world in profound ways, and it will continue to do so for generations to come. By learning about the nationalities of the past and present, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, our world, and the forces that have shaped human history.